Hey everybody, you know how on Saturday I did a competitive matchmaking video? I feel like I didn't go very in depth about it. I only really talked about how it would stop people from leaving and how it might make some people leave the game. But I didn't really talk about how it could entice people to join the game and about competitive matchmaking. So today I'm going to be doing like a part 2 to that, so yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about is how it could entice people to join the game. Let's say someone in CSGO likes TF2, but he doesn't really play it much because it isn't very competitive, you know. He thinks of it as like a pubby game. So if they release competitive matchmaking, like he'll try it out and you say, actually this game has like a pretty high skill ceiling, you know, and a pretty low skill floor. And you'll probably enjoy that game a bit more than CS, maybe if he does. So imagine lots of people doing it like that, like they come from CS to TF2 and they actually enjoy it, and they actually start playing TF2 because of the competitive matchmaking, because they didn't really play it before because it wasn't that competitive. Also, TF2 has been boring for a pretty long time. A majority of the updates that have came out recently have been pretty boring, so having another competitive game mode or having just another game mode will make the game a lot more interesting and stop people from leaving, because I know a lot of people who've left TF2 because they thought the game was dying because of the lack of updates or interesting updates. As well as that, it will obviously save the competitive community. Now, competitive TF2 has been around for quite a long time, but not a lot of people have heard of it, but it's become a lot more popular in recent years thanks to TF2 Lobby and TF2 Center. Now, all of these factors just lead to one thing that will help Valve continue to support the game, or just make Valve more money. Like, in the end, the main reason why they want competitive TF2 is because the invite players and the prem players have persuaded them that it will make them more money. And at a professional level, TF2 competitive has been dying a lot in recent years. This is mainly because the professional players have been giving up since tournaments from ECA and like Razor Arena and stuff haven't given out a lot of money to actually go pro. This is because there's been no support from Valve. So having competitive matchmaking would definitely increase the popularity of competitive TF2, making it a lot easier for competitive players to actually go pro, if you get what I mean by that. And if they start making more money, they'll try and support the game more. They'll probably have a larger development team for the game, which will make the game even more money. So it'll just be a cycle of them making more money on top of the large amount they do actually make from TF2. So that itself will just keep the game alive because of competitive matchmaking. And of course, all of this does lead to a bigger and better community, because when Valve eventually stops supporting this game, there'll be a large community because of, you know, competitive matchmaking, and because it's such a large and good community, it will find ways to keep the game fun and alive. Now, I personally believe TF2 has another 5 to 10 years before it does die out, and by the time it has been those 5 to 10 years, they probably will release a sequel to the game, making TF3, or maybe they'll make another game that's sort of similar to TF2. But in the end, as long as it's making them money, I feel like they'll try and still support it, and it's simple as that. As long as it makes them money, they'll support the game. Thank you all for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.